and I wasn't planning on doing. But I had somebody ask me in the videos what my controller settings were. Sorry, I had to take a drink of my soda there. So today, that's what we're going to do, is we're going to go over to controller settings. So we're going to back out of here. Actually, can we do settings? And no, we cannot. Okay. So, gotta be smarter than the game here. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the throttle response, and we're gonna do it at Sugar Bush. I want to do this at a track that you get a lot of speed, so that way, uh, we can actually figure out if all this makes a difference or not. So you can see my controller settings right now. The steering sensitivity and the throttle range is all I've really messed with, and I got those at the throttle range at 100, and then the steering sensitivity is at a 40. Didn't really mess with my dead zones. I don't think it did that at all. Driving effects are on. So what we're going to do is we're going to set everything at 50, the way that the game comes with. Okay? And then we'll go and we'll do a race, or not a race, we'll just do some practice laps, and we'll see how much difference it actually makes. So go and save that. Go back into Sugar Bush here. Yeah, Sugar Bush, I love this place. We actually have a league race tonight. Excuse me. And I'm really excited about here. We got here and Lima Land in the Pro Late models. So this will actually help me a little bit on what I want to do. I already know what I want my settings to be. I want that throttle response at 100. That's what I like. But let's go ahead and tight is what I run mine on. On these, I think I do have a custom set. No, I don't have a custom setup here yet. So I'll have to get to that. But I run all the way tight here. It's just, preference is what it is. So let's go ahead and go into practice here. Remember, this is settings, everything at 50, like what the game comes with. And all we're going to do is we're going to run just a few laps here. Horrible entrance into that corner. I'm not used to these settings that they're at right now. Absolutely love this track. Hook that bomb there, grip it and rip it. So what we'll do is we'll just pay attention to our lap times and the overall feel of the car. And that's going to let us know exactly where we want those settings. Some people may like their settings just to stay here where they're at, but me personally, I do not. I like that throttle response all the way up because I do a lot of throttle control around these corners. Man, I love this track. They did such a great job on this game. There are things, if I had a wish list, that would change on here, but I mean, even if they never changed anything, this is still my favorite racing game of all time. They did such a great job on this game. Cannot compliment them enough. Okay, so our best lap was a 16.313. Alright, so I have to remember that. A 16.313. Alright, we're going to go ahead and back out of here. And we're going to see if these settings really do make a difference or not. I got to remember that. 16.313. I'll probably forget that. Hopefully y'all remember that. Okay, so go to quick race settings again. Let's go to these controls. So my steering sensitivity, I'm actually going to knock down to about a 30. I think that would have actually been best for there. My throttle range, all the way up. So therefore, if I just barely tap it, tap the R2, because I am on controller, it's gonna be right on the throttle. So steering rate, really, I don't really know a lot about. Well, let's take this down to a 30 also. Let's do that. And then brake range, I'm not even gonna mess with the brakes. So 30, 30, and 100. You have to remember that as we go in here to Sugar Bush again. 16.313. We got to remember that. Let me know in the comments what you guys' impressions of the game is. So far, I can't say it enough. I love this game so much. Oh, I wasn't running. No, I wasn't running custom setup. Was I running custom setup on that? No. I hope I was, and I'm going to feel really dumb if I was. Alright, so 16-3-1-3. And already I can feel a huge difference in the steering. It's not nearly as snappy. I get a lot more throttle response out of it. Oh yeah, it feels pretty good right there. Love getting down in that moisture. Oh, excuse me. Now I got a 16-304, so only about a hundredth of a difference. Get off the wall here. We'll come around. We'll do one more lap here. Got some traffic here to deal with. That's definitely going to affect it a little bit. We'll go one more since we had that lap car that we had to slow down for. And I tell you what, I did run the 16-3-1-3, and I might have ran a little bit more that one faster lap. But it's not all about just a one fast lap. It's about where you feel comfortable when you're driving, especially when you're league racing. You're doing a 30-40 lap race. You want to feel comfortable. So I'm trying to hit consistent 16-3s is what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm trying to hit consistent 16-3s, 16-4s. So we'll go and we're going to mess around this a little bit more. Just a little bit, because I really hope that I didn't have that on custom setup when I did that. I wanted it to be completely even. Oh, dang it. Sorry, y'all. I've got about 20 different things going on here in the room with me here. But yeah, down in the comments, let me know what your settings are. Let me know what you run with this. And I'm going to be doing another custom setup video probably tomorrow. I'll probably do it at a couple racetracks. Maybe even Port Royal, which is the track that I hate the most on this game. Not because they did a bad job on it, just because it's... maybe it's just my PlayStation, but it's so glitchy. Like, right off the bat, it's so hard to steer. But this steering rate, let's mess around with this a little bit. Let's put the steering rate up to a 70. I want to see what that does, because I really don't even know what that does, to be honest with you. Like, your sensitivity, that's obvious, but we're going to take that steering rate up to a 70. I'm curious of what that does. So let's try that, see what this does. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, I don't know. As we load into Sugar Bush here for one last time. Alright, car set up tight. Oh my God. I could see where maybe the sprint cars this would be good, but I don't think I like this. It's fast. But it's so Oh man, I don't know. That was my fault there. That was just bad corner entry is what that was. It makes it so snappy. Oh my gosh. Ooh, carbonation from Coke. Whew. Okay, so I don't like it. I don't care if I ran that one fast lap. No, I do not like it. I would not suggest that. You know, we're gonna try in the sprint cars. Let's go to sprint cars. We're gonna see if that snappiness helps in the sprints. I think that's probably where it would help at is the sprint cars. And I don't have a whole lot of experience in the sprints. I personally like to run the late models. So let's go here. Let's go a track where it could really. Let's go Fairbury. Where's Fairbury? There we go. There's Fairbury. So let's try here. Let's see how snappy that this thing is. Yeah, it's gonna be really snappy. Man, I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up wrecking this thing. It's all right. Doesn't cost money if you wreck it on a video game, right? So I like tight setup. Whoa. Told you I don't do sprints too often. Okay, yeah, I don't like it. Some people you may love that snappiness. Me personally, I don't. And just so that way I don't look too foolish, let's get out of here. Let's set that back to normal. And I want to see if there's a huge difference in the sprint cars when you set that back to normal. Because that was just, I mean, you're barely touching your controls. And you are all over the place. So I'm going to take that down to about a 40. Yeah, I think that's where. Then dead zones. You know, I'm not even going to mess with that. Right. Yeah, you know what? I am going to mess with that because that's what this video is about, right? I'm going to take my dead zone to 20. Just for you know what and giggles. Let's try this. All right. And I probably should have picked a better track, but I love this track. Here where I live in Nebraska, there's actually a town, Fairbury, that has a little, I think the USAC cars, the smaller USAC cars come there once in a while. Pretty nice little track, little quarter mile. All right, let's try this. Yeah, that's awesome. Much better. As I stock in the wall. Yeah. Not big on the sprint cars. 360 sprints. Usually hold my own on those, but I can already see what y'all are thinking. I'm never watching this guy's videos again. He can't even drive. Well, I warned you I wasn't good in the sprints, but this setting right here feels really good in the sprints. Watch out, buddy. Coming through. Rookie driver. Yeah, if you like the snappiness, you've seen what I did there. This actually feels really good. I mean, yeah, I've been flirting with that wall, but so this setup right here, this feels really nice. I'm not hitting that goal time by any means, but tell you what, if you want something that feels really smooth, I suggest this. Either that or start with this right here and go from there. Hey, there we got it. Took me a few laps, but Alright. Alright, now we're gonna go try with the late models. Yeah, this video is gonna be a lot longer than I wanted it to, but it's all about experiment. Finding out what works, what doesn't work. That's what wins the league races. That's what wins the league championships. So let's go ahead and back to the pros. Look at that sexy car. All right, and we're actually going to go to Fairbury again, just for the fact that that's what most of the tracks are these smaller ones that we're racing, I think, in our season. And Fairbury is just such a fun track. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sugar Bush is really fun too, but let's see what this does for late models. Okay, so get out of custom race here, since most people don't do custom race. Alright, let's see what this does. This controller setup. And I think this dead zone is really pushing my car out to the right. But of course, this track does that by itself the way it is, so. So it feels like you're crawling when you go from running those 410s to running the pro late models. I mean, it's smooth. I might keep it here. You know, we're going to go to Lima Land because we're racing Lima Land tonight. So let's go ahead and let's hop over to Lima Land. And let's run a little bit there. So I know some of you have probably shut this off already, but I'm just trying to get the most that I can out of these videos. This would be the last track and one of what we do here. But yeah, just mess around with these configurations. I mean, If you want to get good at the game, you want to know how those guys that are up in the front, how we run all the time. And believe it or not, I know compared to this video, you probably won't believe it, but usually when we run pubs, there's about 4 or 5 of us, and it's always us up in the front until we get those jackasses that like to just wreck on people. But it's because we experiment a lot. We mess around with these controls a lot. We mess around with different lines to run. Y'all, I think I found my new setting. Strongly suggested for these shorter flat tracks. This feels so smooth. You gotta know how to drive it too, though. Yeah, this ain't gonna be a very good lap. Got off that bottom. Whoa there, buddy. I was down here already. Hug those tires. Tire huggers. Alright, last lap here. Okay, so wouldn't it be so badass if you could actually go into the pits and go weigh your car and whatnot? I think that'd be really cool. Alright, so let's go to the controller settings. I'm going to show you what my settings were. I think I found those are the settings that I think you'd really be happy with and that you'd really like. Just try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, hey, just doesn't cost you money to change them again. So here we go. Under P1 controllers right there. That feels really, really nice. Like I said, I don't mess with the brake ranges. I really don't use I really don't use the brakes. And if you were listening to my RPM, usually what I do, and I'm going to do another video here, but it seems like you know this one. But what I'll usually do is when I go in a corner, I let off, then I gas it, and then run about half throttle. Either that or just burp the gas. You don't ever want to run full throttle through these corners. That's what's, your tires are just spinning. If your tires are just spinning a lot, you ain't getting any speed. You ain't no traction. There's no grip and rip there. So you have to let off the gas, run about half throttle through these corners. And that's pretty much all tracks. Even tracks like Knoxville or Vegas or Port Royal. People just want to go full throttle through those. And you want to be throttling through most of the corner, but you need to figure out where you need to be letting off and where you need to be on the gas. Remember, there's two things that win a race: momentum and knowing when to whoa and knowing when to go. All right, so that's going to do it for this video. Comment down below. Let me know if this helped. Let me know your settings. And until next time, have a good one.